Welcome back to the channel, and today in Trailmakers, we're going to try to break the sound barrier once again, now that we have new things to try to break the sound barrier with, and I have a feeling this episode might be a failure, because I've tried something similar with past versions of the game, where I want to break a sound barrier using weapons. Now, the problem with weapons is you can't just stack them in a nice aerodynamic line very far, because the way that they work is they shoot. And if you have things stacked in front of things that shoot, they tend to damage each other. Whereas thrusters, you can just stack them indefinitely and just get as much thrust as you need. These things, I want to try to use the flat cannons to break the sound barrier. And these things have the unfortunate side effect of if I try to stack a flat cannon behind another flat cannon like this, you may notice we got some problems. Why that is a big problem is because in order to add more power, I have to move the power out of the way of the other power, which then increases my aerodynamic profile, which dramatically slows me down as far as my top speed goes. So I tried searching for the video where I think I tried to do this with cannons, and I'm pretty sure I failed because I kept blowing myself up. But I'm gonna try to do a similar method and hope that these flat cannons are a little bit more forgiving as far as the self-damage goes. But I don't know what to I don't really know if this is gonna work. I wanted to try it. I saw some suggestions in the comments asking me to try it, so we're gonna try it, okay? So the other question is, do we use the small flat cannon, or do we use the large flat cannon? Now, here's why I'm torn. Because if we look at one shot from 4 small flat cannons, that puts us up to almost 70 kilometers an hour. We're like in like the high, oh, that one broke 70 there. But if I replace these with a large flat cannon, you can see it takes up a lot more space, but it's way less. Now, here's the benefit, though, of using this. If I hold it down, you can see now we are over 70. We get up to 80 before this thing runs out. However, if I just go back to the 4 flat cannons and I hold that down, you can see I'm over 100 now. So I feel like it's an obvious choice. I think the smaller flat cannons, despite having such a worse fire rate, they just have more recoil per round. And that's what we need. The real problem is, actually, well, I don't know why I wasn't just doing this. We'll keep damaging ourselves. That's also a big problem. This is gonna be a problem. All right, now let's see what happens if I make this thing actually aerodynamic. What kind of speeds are we getting up to with just 4 flat cannons? All right, here we go. 120, 160, 200, 250, 240 something was our max there, close to 250. We do kind of damage ourselves. The flat cannons do have a random element of spread, so sometimes they hit the ground kind of quick, but as you can see, they are actually holding up pretty well. Unfortunately, the size of the flat cannon does mean that I cannot create a nice connection pattern. Although, I mean, I couldn't really attach things like that anyway. How am I gonna attach things? I guess if I move this down, no, then this, okay, if I move this down, here we go. Oh, this actually solves a couple of problems all at once. Now I have the same exact aerodynamic profile. However, I also have a layer underneath these things, which gives these flat cannons a little bit more elevation. And now this allows me to kind of continue down the line like this. But let's say, let's get these out of the way. Let's say I have like just this right here. Okay, so they do shoot through that. How many blocks before the rounds collide? Here's 2 blocks. Wow, they have a 1 block protection distance here. So what if how about this? What if I do this? All right, well, that ruins that idea. The only option I can think of here is we move these like that. And then we take some steering hinges like this. And then we take a NOR gate like this and attach it into all the steering hinges. And now you can see we create that. Now my question is, hold on, what is the aerodynamics? Okay, that's yellow. So are we, if we do this, are we extending yellow out to the sides there? And we probably don't need that much. We probably only need like 15 degrees. Okay. All right, we're definitely a lot slower because this is increasing our profile. So if I take these and just put them right here, is that gonna help? All right, I think this is gonna be a big problem. I think just having these spread out that little bit is giving them bad aerodynamics. So now I wonder, oh, this is, see, this, I just don't think this is gonna work. Because now the reason why I'm angling them out is because I want to put stacks of them in a row. And then when they're angled out, they won't be shooting the ones in front of them. But then every single segment of flat cannons is going to add new aerodynamic arrows, which is going to dramatically reduce our returns. So now you can see we have aerodynamic protection on the flat cannon. So is this better? We only got up to 130 there. All right, so that was 130. Now let me just delete these entirely. Whoop, not those ones on the front, just these ones. Can we beat 130? We got to 140 there. So that to me tells me that those are just adding more arrows, more angle. So I don't like that. I'm gonna try to just start extending this and see what happens. Now if I just duplicate this, do we avoid shooting? It looks like it. It looks like the perfect distance. All right, you know what? We actually need to find, whoa! We're at whoa. We're at 300 now? This actually is giving me some encouragement, some hope. All right, but we need to find the exact angle. So let's go down to 10, which I'm pretty sure we will shoot ourselves. Oh, it's perfect. Well, actually, it might not be perfect. There might be some more room. 5 is the minimum. Okay, as expected, damage. So somewhere between 5 and 10. So let's go to 7. Whoa, no way. Oh, yeah. All right, let's do 8 degrees. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nope, there's not. We go 9 degrees. Well, why that? Don't do it. Don't do that. No, not that. Oh, come on. No. No, stop that. All right, 9 degrees is worse than 8 degrees. Are you going to tell me that 10 degrees is bad again? It looks good. That looks real good. That feels not great. Okay, I kind of like it. Kind of think that works. All right, and I think for the sake of stability, I'm going to add another one of these in this axis so we can just really stay stable. See, I really got to stay intact. These things are getting pretty damaged, and I think the further I build out, the closer I'm going to be to that first explosion from the first guns. Unless I also angle them up a little bit, which is going to add a whole nother complication. But let's just try extending it by 1 more. These are probably just going to get blown off. We're halfway there. Now, the problem is they don't fully recharge. Oh, they do if I wait. Oh, wow. That's actually really good to know in general. Look how fast they recharge. But now watch what happens if I hold it down. If I hold down the click button, watch what happens. They enter full cooldown again. As soon as one shell becomes available, they enter full cooldown. But if I don't hold down the fire button, that one shell instantly recharges to full ammo capacity if it does not get immediately fired. That's a little bit weird, but crucial knowledge if you're having a flat cannon fight. Once you run out of flak, just wait until you see that ammo recharge fully, because it happens quick, but you will prevent it from filling up all the way if you hold down the fire button. Oh, you know what? Oh, hold on a second. This might, with repairing, this could potentially work. The problem is these things open up so slow for some reason. No steering help, that's the problem. Now if I repair, yeah, they open up so much quicker. Okay, here we go. Repair. Repair also helps us reload a little bit. This is gonna happen. 900. Come on. 1,000. Repairing also helps us reload. Come on. I think we need just a little bit more. We're at like our maximum right now, our terminal velocity with this build. Oh, this strategy. Actually, the faster we're going, the less damage we end up. Okay, now we're getting consistently damaged. That's weird. Oh, that happened for a reason. Dude, that explosion, watching that just like minimize into the distance so quick is actually pretty cool. Oh, hold on, repair. That's so cool. I mean, I don't know why I expected it was going to look cool in freeze frame mode, because it's the passage of time that made it look cool. It's the speed. There's no speed in a photo. All right, I'm going to add one more. Yeah, so this is a similar method that I tried to do with the tank cannons, but the faster I got, for some reason, the closer the explosions ended up being to me, and I kept getting damaged before I could break the sound barrier. Like, I kept breaking before I could break the sound barrier. But this... Okay, that didn't work out very well. This is not working out very well. What happened there? That was weird. Oh, there we go. See, look at that. Nothing. No damage. All right, then I'm getting a lot of damage. All right, you know what? I'm going to save this for now, because I feel like with the repairing method, this could be possible. I would love to do this without having to repair. And in order to do this, I'm going to have to revamp this whole system, where I need these to aim up a little bit as well. Steering hinge. That blocks aerodynamics to this. And I'm going to do something I learned from my tank treads video, because now I can attach the steering hinges, even though they're at 90 degrees offset from what I want them to attach to. I use these. And now I can set these to go in this direction. And I'm just going to say like 5 degrees. We just needed them to aim up a little bit. No steering help on these. And then this also activates here. So now you can see they are angled up as well. Up and out. So that should prevent them. And it's working great so far. It should prevent the shells, or it should prevent the flak from exploding on the ground too close to me. And that should give me just much more modularity, much more distance that I can extend these out without them damaging themselves. At least that's the plan. All right, so now this whole thing, just copy and paste like that. Let's do 3 for now. That's not supposed to happen. I think there's collisions. There's clearly some uncomfortability happening. Like, look at that. That's not supposed to be happening at all. I'm gonna replace this with some pipes. I'm trying to create space. Also, I'll turn these upside down. Does that still work the same? That still works the same. All right, so now when I copy and paste it, what I'm hoping to see is there's just more space here. So less collision potential. So far, it works great with 2 of them. All right, let's add another one. Look at that difference. Whoa. Problem identified. Okay, let's see what speeds we get up to with this. Recharge. Oh. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. None of that. Wasn't I getting, like, close? No, I just solved that problem. Seriously, I just solved that problem. That should not be happening. Oh, why? It was like so good a second ago. All right, now it's okay. No. Okay, now we're fine. All right, let me add some steering. This could also help dampen our rotation. Oh, man. I don't like that. Why is it exploding down there? All right, I'm gonna set them a little bit more. I'm gonna set them to 10 degrees. You know, the 10 degrees off to the side, let's just go 10 degrees up. So all of them are 10 degrees. Why am I like turning in a weird way? All right, come on, recharge. Or let's just repair. Oh, dang it. How are they exploding? How are they exploding down on the ground like that? Look at them aim up. Come on. Why are they exploding down? Whoa! Actually, they're exploding on me. I feel like with the speed that I'm going, they're not behaving... Oh, see, that's how they're supposed to go. What is going on? Like, see, if I'm in the air like that, there's nothing that they should be exploding against. Oh, I was hopeful for a little bit, and now I'm very not hopeful. I don't even think I saved the previous version, like I said I was. Oh, no, I did. Okay, so let me just see what this one feels like now. I just like how it slowly disintegrates. See, look at how much better speed we're getting without that extra angle. Yeah, this is... I think this is the way to go. It does. Can this one do it? Is this... Did I ever test it with 4, or was that just with 3 before? I mean, the last level, the 4th layer gets shot off pretty quick. But we definitely need it. Oh, we're close. We're close. I don't think 3 layers can do it, but 4 can. It just has to stay on. It has to hang on long enough. Come on. Oh, it broke off. It broke off. We're so close right now. Stay on. Stay on. Yes. 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 Oh, we just broke 1200. Oh, all right. We need a 5th row. But I don't know if this 5th row is going to survive. You know that's going to get shot off immediately. Oh, not all of those are angled the right way. Wait, how did those ones get reversed? They are the right way. The green arrow. They should receive a positive input. That doesn't make any sense. Why are they... Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, now they're working. But now we're shooting off. We're shooting off. We're getting more damage on ourselves. All right, the last row is gone. All right, but we're over 1,000. We just need that last row, like, just a couple of shots. They're not there for a couple of shots. They're there for exactly 1 shot. Is it gonna be enough? We're so close. There it is. I had to make a sacrifice and have them all immediately fire. Immediately fire before they even angled outwards. I couldn't lose that extra speed. It is not the most satisfying of supersonic speeds I've gotten to. I had to do a lot of stuff. A lot of really exploitative things in order to get there. But I was solely powered entirely by flat cannons. That is the only source of thrust, not even using gravity or anything like that. I'm using only flat cannons to go. I just have to repair myself constantly and destroy myself constantly as well. Here we go, right now. There it is. I need to do that one insta repair fire where all my guns are still aiming, which is why they all get destroyed except for the first row. And that's the only thing that pushes me past the sound barrier once I'm in like that 1100 to 1200 kilometer per hour range. It is kind of crazy how close that is. Because I think, I'm gonna do a test here. I think if I add another layer, that I'm actually gonna be worse off. I feel like this may have just been barely possible. Here, let's go ahead and add one more, because I think that's just gonna get destroyed. Okay, well, that was a bad start, wasn't it? Can I do it, like, all right, let's just try it. Can I do it with one more layer? The obvious answer should be yes, it's more power, but as we add more power, we also introduce more self-destructiveness. And how are you supposed to break the sound barrier if you're destroying yourself? All right, ready? Instant repair and shoot. Oh, that did not do it. There we go. This is it. Wait, what? It's not happening. I'm destroying myself even more. There it is. Oh, this is the method. I just found the new method. Oh, this is the method here. Whoa. Oh. Oh, okay. I know this is kind of cheating a little bit, but I don't think we need as many flak cannons anymore. I'm gonna go down to 3 layers, and I just found a way to rapid fire this thing. Oh my goodness, the stability is not there. Here we go. There we go. All right, I did it with 3. Let's bump it down to 2. This is dumb, but it's working. All right, let's just get ourselves, going on to 2 now. We're just getting ourselves some initial speed. All right, and now we're just using, I'm now firing with the R button. There we go, we did it with 2. So will this work with a single set? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm too light now for my my gyro stabilizers. Let me reduce these. Yeah, we don't want any shaking. All right, here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're trying it. I'm just holding down the fire button and then repeatedly pressing repair. Sometimes I miss some shots. Somehow. We're getting close. 1,000. Oh, come on. I just lost some speed. Come on. Oh, we were close. We're at 1,100. With this, we no longer need... hold on. We no longer need the steering hinges, though. So we can increase our aerodynamics, I think, just by deleting these. All right, let's try it. Wait, why are those angled? Do you see that? Oh, it's the auto aim. That's what was happening before. All right, let's turn the auto aim off on these things. I was so confused before why they were angling. All right, that makes sense. All right, here we go. All right. You can fire so much faster with these things if you just do this method. Come on. Come on. 1,000. 1,100. 1,200. Yes! I wasn't sure that was gonna be possible. But we managed to do it with just a single set of 4 flat cannons. That is chaos. It's like stressful. Doing that is actually stressful. I don't know why, but it is so much more stressful than just holding down the button and letting them fire. I think it's just seeing my creation disassemble and reassemble itself over and over again. There's just something really uncomfortable about doing that. That was the only way I was able to figure out how to break the sound barrier with these things. It's kind of crazy how much more recoil these have. Well, I guess it's the same. So this brings us up to 15 on a single shot. That's with a single flat cannon versus one of these. Yeah, gets us up to 15 max on a single shot. So I think technically it's kind of weird because looking at the size of these things, you would think that a single shot of this would have more recoil than a single shot of the small one that's like 1/8 of its area. But it's firing, I think, essentially the same projectile. So I guess that's probably the logic behind it, is I think the projectile is identical, and it's the projectile that determines the recoil rather than the shape of the gun. So that is why the small flat cannons are the way to go if you're gonna break the sound barrier. But I wasn't expecting this to actually work. It didn't work quite the way I would have wanted it to work, but I got it to work in a way. It was a really weird, exploitative way to do it, but it's the way that I did it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, you'll probably enjoy some more you can find right here on this end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.